Loves, it's Brianna. Thank you so much for watching my video and for subscribing to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to talk about some of the ways that you can pull yourself out of feeling sad. I think we all go through these moments. You are not alone. There can be countless reasons that make us feel low. I just want you to know that you have a friend here who is very, very understanding of those feelings, but I can promise you it does get better. It does not last forever. So I wanted this video to be a really helpful how-to of some of the things that you can try to pull yourself out of those lows, or seek some ways with other people and a support team for you to feel better, and also some things to avoid. And as always, if there are some things that you've done, if you've experienced this as well, I would love for you to leave it in the comments, because that's one of the coolest things about our community is how helpful everybody is and how everyone shares their advice and their experiences in the comments. So if you could do that today, that would be so awesome. And just to make it clear, I am not a mental health expert. The reason I wanted to make this video is because I have experienced a lot of lows and struggled a lot, and I wanted to share the things that have helped me and try to help you by just sharing my personal experience. All right, so the number one thing I have on my list that I have done when I have been in a low place is to journal out my thoughts and feelings. This is just so cathartic. There's something about actually putting pen to paper. I know some people like to type as well, which I think is totally fine. If you're using the notes on your phone, it's just easier for you to kind of sit there and hash out your feelings. I actually like to physically write it out though. There is just something about the motion of the pen to paper, or I like using more of a marker even, so that it just flows really naturally, like one of those fine tip marker pens. It just has really, really helped me get all of the feelings out that I'm having, eventually even come up with some solutions, or just write encouraging words to myself of how things are going to get better. That just always helps me so much. Second thing I have on my list is writing a gratitude list. This was something that I worked on when I was going through my divorce, where every single day I would write 3 things I was grateful for in the morning, and then 3 things I was grateful for in the evening. And then I eventually increased it to 5 things, and it just put me in such a better mindset of things that were going great in my life and just attracting more good into my world as well. So if you have not done this, I highly recommend writing a gratitude list. Just start with 3 things in the morning and 3 things in the evening. Third thing on my list, which if you guys have followed for a long time, you know this is huge for me. It's usually my first priority for myself when I'm in what I would call my best routine, is a early morning workout. But really, it doesn't matter what time of day, just moving your body, whether it is through dance, whether it is walking or hiking or running or going to some type of class. I always like kind of the group energy. I do Pure Barre, which is all women, and there is just something about being in a room full of women and feeling that girl power energy. I've also loved other classes like Orange Theory, where I feel like it just pushes you in this group setting where everybody's encouraging each other. So I do think there can be a lot of fun in a group workout setting. But even if you're just in your home and it's playing some of your favorite music and getting up and moving and dancing to a couple of your favorite songs, or getting up and cleaning to a couple of your favorite songs, cleaning is cardio too, I just feel like that helps so much when it comes to your mood, and your body then is releasing those endorphins, and you get this very natural sort of a high feeling when you're moving your body around. Fourth thing that again sort of can tie into that workout, but even if you're driving, putting on positive music, making a playlist. I know I love on Spotify just having a bunch of my favorite songs that leave me feeling really upbeat and positive, and just puts me in a good mood, especially songs that I can sing along to when I'm alone in the car. There is nothing I love more than rolling the windows down, blasting that music, and just sort of belting out a song at the top of my lungs. That sort of just is always really cathartic too. There's something to that release of a song in your voice that can really help too. I didn't have this on my list, but I know also sometimes there is just you need to get in your car and scream, or if you are in your home, you don't want to scare anyone, scream into a pillow. There is something with a vocal release that can just help you get some of that negative energy or those lows that you are feeling out. But I love listening to good songs and singing along. Number 6 on my list is this app called the Aura app. You guys know I have struggled with a lot. There has just been so many losses, so many changes, that has not only affected my mood and how I feel, but also just my sleep. And that's what I loved about Aura. It is a new mindfulness app that's used by over 7 million people. It won the Best of Apple award, and it truly is just the best all-in-one app when it comes to sleep and other mindfulness activities. So for me, I've used it in a variety of ways. One, for my sleep, I just love the different sounds. They have a thunderstorm sound that is just so peaceful for me when I need a good night's sleep. I also love they have different hertz level sounds, which help to heal your mind and your body. They have meditations, with those for me were just game changing when I was having some hard days, and I could put on one. I mean, I still use them now if I'm having a hard day, but when I was having them a lot, I would put on a 5 or 10 minute meditation, and it would just be like a reset button for me. So I absolutely love those and highly recommend trying those. The other thing that I love that is, again, so unique and where you can just personalize this app for you is they have a storytelling feature. I listened to one the other day about this Chinese man, and he was having all of these bad things happening to him, but he looked at it all as, oh, well, this bad thing taught me this lesson, or it brought me this new thing. And it just completely shifted my mindset. I needed to hear that story so badly. And I love them. That's happened every single time I've listened to one of those stories. It's almost like getting a little mini church sermon in like 3 to 5 minutes. And I love it. So there are so many functions of this app. I had to recommend it to you guys because it truly has helped me get not only a really great night's sleep, but just when it comes to my mindfulness, it's helped me reset on those really hard days, or just change my mindset to be much more positive when I've been having some struggles. It truly is like a Spotify for your mind and soul, and just has improved my sleep and improved my mood so much for the better. I had to recommend Aura to you guys. So I partnered up with them. So if you use the link down in my description box, the first 500 people get a free trial plus 25% off. So please make sure you use that link right away so that you get that free trial and don't miss out on that 25% offer, because it only works if you use my link. And I just know Aura worked so well for me. I want you to be able to experience all those positive benefits as well. All right, number 7 is eating healthy, nourishing foods. You have to get to know your body best in the foods that just help fuel you and make you feel good. My litmus test for this is if I can hop on that exercise bike or go for a walk after I eat it, it's good for my body. It's fueling me, it's nourishing me, it's not making me feel like a couch potato where I don't want to move afterwards. I think that was something I needed to sort of train my brain on, that even if certain comfort foods felt good eating them, if I didn't feel good after eating them, it probably wasn't great for me long term. So eating, as many fruits and vegetables as I can, and eating healthy carbs. I really, I try not to restrict myself. If there's something that I really want, having a couple bites of it is okay. But, I'm not going to eat a whole cheesecake. I just might have a couple bites of the cheesecake because I could still walk around or would go to a workout afterwards. And then number 8, in alignment with that, is just drinking tons of water. I know I have struggled with this so often, even, on routines I get into where I know I'm drinking enough water, I just sometimes fall off the wagon on this one. But I do notice it makes such a difference when I'm getting the adequate amount of water for my body every single day. A couple of the tricks that I know just help me, because I don't like plain water, is adding, whether it's lemon juice or doing flavored water, if I add berries or mint or a cucumber or things like that to sort of flavor it. Or I get like seltzer water, a different like flavored carbonated water that just helps kind of break up the monotony of drinking plain water. But I also will always have a huge jug of water. If you've seen my morning routines, which be sure if you're looking for some morning routine inspiration, because I feel like so many of these things you kind of have to incorporate daily in order for them to work. But I'll have a huge jug of lemon water with ice that I make before bed, that I have next to my bed. So as soon as I wake up in the morning, I just try to chug as much of that as possible. And that usually then helps me make sure that I'm getting the proper water intake for the day too. Number 9 is to get outside, get that fresh air. I know that this might seem like such a struggle if you live in an area like I do during those cold, wet, gray winter months. But as much as you can, get outside, or just take like a quick break. Or if you're in the car and the weather's not horrendous, roll down the windows, get that fresh air. For me, as somebody who's in my home quite a lot, I just need that reset button sometimes. So Sometimes what I really like to do is if I have a friend that I'm going to call, I throw on my jacket, throw on my boots, even though it's freezing, get outside and just like walk around for those 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm distracted by the phone call and not really feeling as much of the cold, but at least I'm getting outside, getting that fresh air, getting my blood pumping. So as much as you can, pull yourself from the indoors. I know in some places it's much easier than others, but really getting that fresh air and some of that sunshine can just do wonders for your mood. Number 10, talk to a professional. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this. I have done this multiple times, both in person and virtually, and talking to your doctor. I think getting medical advice from somebody of just, hey, is there something going on with my body? Is it having to do with my diet? Or is this something I need to talk to a mental health professional about? We all go through things and every person is different, and getting a professional's opinion who sees a variety of people, a variety of patients day in, day out can really help you gauge what is needed for you and the particular things that you're experiencing. So there is absolutely no shame in that whatsoever. So don't be afraid to ask for help or have your doctor check to make sure is there everything, is working well with your body, or being referred to a mental health professional who can talk to you about the feelings you're experiencing and what's going on, and figuring out a game plan for you and what could be best for you for where you're at right now. Number 11 is clean up your space. And if you need some cleaning motivation, I got you. I've got a ton of clean with me cleaning motivation videos on my channel, different cleaning routines. They are some of the videos I love to make because I cannot tell you how much this helps me when I'm having hard days. I'm not kidding you, just yesterday was having just a hard time and realized a fresh blank slate. Like I got rid of all, not got rid of it, but took down all the decor, put it into the storage down in the basement and cleaned, and just felt like, okay, I can have a fresh start now. I got out of the funky mood that I was in, and I was just so much happier because I was moving my body and taking care of business around the house and just wasn't overwhelmed by some of the clutter that I can feel at certain points. So it just helps my mental headspace so much, and I know that it will help you too. One of the tricks, I shared this recently over on Instagram, that if you are feeling really low and it can be really hard to get that cleaning motivation that you need, put on 3 of your favorite songs, because that equals about 10 minutes, or put a timer on your phone for 10 minutes and just start cleaning. It doesn't matter how much you get done. Nothing has to even be finished being cleaned, but just clean for that certain amount of time. And it's kind of a trick, I will tell you, because usually you get to it. My memory card got full, so I had to delete some footage. But that is a little bit of a trick, because what usually happens, at least with me, is I'll be like in this bad mood and have no motivation, and then listen to those 3 songs and I want to keep going. Again, you need that Spotify positive cleaning music playlist, and then you'll kind of keep going. But at least start with those 10 minutes, because truly, like, I've had those days too where it's like, this is all I can give today, and that's okay. Okay, you're not alone, that's okay. You clean for 10 minutes, that's awesome. So don't be too hard on yourself, and just know that you're not alone, and again, it is going to get better. Number 12, this is in line with that last one, but decluttering and organizing. Oh my gosh. This one, it depends on the day, but this can just completely change everything. Sometimes I do the cleaning and decluttering and organizing all at once. Like I said, I kind of decluttered the decorations, but sometimes, like doing my kids' drawers, like I just need to open a couple of their drawers and fold the clothes all neatly again, and it's like instant mood changer. So again, maybe it's just doing something really simple like that, like just cleaning out one junk drawer, or just tidying up the pantry, or doing one small section of your bathroom, like a couple of the drawers, or like your area of the products that you're using in the bathroom. Just focus on one little thing, and sometimes it can either give you the motivation to keep going, or at least puts you in that positive mood when you come back to it next time, when you go to get ready in your bathroom, you're like, okay, I feel accomplished now. Everything here is organized, it's functional, it's easy for me to get the stuff that I want. I decluttered the products I'm no longer using, and you feel so much better. Number 13, this one is really fun. I would highly recommend making a vision board. And this can be whatever you want it to be. If you want to picture what you want your life to be like a couple months from now or a year from now, that's a really fun one to make, of just images of what you want to see in your world, what you want to see in your every single day. And there's something about visualizing that just brings in those things into your life and into your world. You could also make one that is just positive quotes. So when you're having a really low day and you just feel like crying and you don't want to get out of bed, you know, we've all been there. You can pull that up on your phone and read some of those quotes that just give you that inspiration to get out of bed and tackle a few of the tasks that you need to that day. Another thing that I like to do that's really fun is I have different albums on my phone of just funny videos of things that the kids have done that are really cute, or just vacations that we've been on that made me so happy. And sometimes it's just really nice to look back on those memories and reminisce those happy times or those things that you've accomplished. Because on those days when you're just feeling low, or if you're feeling like life just isn't the way I expected it to be, sometimes you just need that like kick in the pants to be like, oh, you know what? I've done some amazing things, or I have these people who I love so much. Like, make albums of your favorite people where you can just go through some of the cool things that you've done together. I know that really helps me. Another thing an old boss of mine used to do, which I thought that this was really smart too, she had a folder in her email. This sounds like one, probably words of affirmation are one of your love languages, but she had a folder where she put every email where she was either given a compliment or told good job, or, you know, when she accomplished certain tasks, and she could go back through that folder and it just gave her that motivation to keep working on those hard days or days when you're feeling low. So whether it's a vision board or just something, again, for you to sort of visually read those words that can change your mindset, pull you out of that low point and have you thinking more positively, do that for yourself. Number 14, this is probably one of my favorites, but planning activities or planning trips so that you have something in the future to look forward to on your calendar. It's a lot better if you have more than one thing. Don't overwhelm yourself and like overplan, but having, you know, 3 to 5 things any given day that you are looking forward to over the next month and over the next year is really, really important for your mindset, because when you are having that low point, you can get lost in a mindset of things are never going to get better, and I promise you they will. And by having things to look forward to, you can pinpoint that exactly to be like, you know what, I'm looking forward to this. Even though today's a bad day, good days are ahead. Good days are coming, and they are, I promise you. But for me, I love having activities with the kids planned. That always just makes me so excited. Like, just last week, we went to opening day for the baseball team here, and that just gave me something to look forward to all week for them. And then right now, I'm in the process of planning a trip for when they're on winter vacation next year and their spring break next year. So I'm so excited just to like plan that trip. And that's the thing, it's exciting in the planning and the process, and like coming up with ideas of the fun things that we can do together, but just also relishing, okay, we're gonna have this time together as a family to make more memories, and that's just so important. So plan those activities, whether it's girls' nights. I know I look forward to those so much, and one of the things I love is my friends, we've kind of recently come up with this thing of every Sunday we do this coffee with each other, or like brunch with each other, and it's okay if you can't make it. Because that was one of the things we were coming to find, is like we all were busy and on different schedules with our kids sometimes, so it was hard for us to all find something where we could all be at together, all 5 of our schedules panning out. So we kind of just made it be like, if you can come, we want you there, and if you can't, we understand. But like, that has given me so much to look forward to, especially on the weekends where I'm just struggling and like sad when I don't have my kids with me. It gives me that like, okay, but you know what, you get to go and have some adult time with your girlfriends. So that has just helped me tremendously. So I would encourage you, whether it's something like that or maybe attending a class or something where you can learn something new, so you just have something on your calendar every single week and you get to look forward to something that's meaningful to you. And then what's kind of cool is you get to like make new friends in the process of people who like the activities that you like to do, or who do the same workouts that you do, or learning the same things that you're interested in learning. So you get to meet new cool people who are just like you. And I think that's one of the coolest things about this community too, is especially if you're watching on the premiere right now, which the premiere is sort of this chat that pops up on YouTube if you've never done one, when the video first goes live. And it's just so nice every single week to chat with everyone who's in this community, because we all sort of know we go through some similar things in life, and it's just really nice having that space. So that's another idea for you too. If you're just in a place where it's really hard to get out of the house and you're looking for that community, there's so many online communities that you could join that are positive people who are looking for other people going through the same thing, that you can find online friends to connect with as well. 15 is make time for yourself and for self-care. I think this is, as a mother, one of the things that I had the hardest time with is I just was pouring out my cup till I was completely running on empty to everyone in my life, especially my kids, and I wasn't making the time for myself to refill my cup and recharge and feel okay. And I think in this new divorced chapter that I'm in, where I do have time where I don't have the kids, I've been able to prioritize it better and just see such a difference when I make that time for myself. So whether it is, I have a hair appointment tomorrow, or going to get my nails done once a month if I'm lucky. I think I went after 6 weeks this last time. So I don't always do self-care perfectly, and that's the thing, don't ever hold yourself to an unrealistic standard, but just give yourself those couple hours to pamper yourself, or do something nice for yourself, or even just sit and read a book. Or I love on hard days just ending it with a bubble bath and just relaxing in there with a face mask that I pick up at Target. And it's just so relaxing to me to have the hour or two of quiet time where it is just me, whatever I want to do. So make that time for yourself, whether it's trading with a friend who can watch your kids so that you have an hour or two to, just do something by yourself. And don't make it work. Even though you might want to still do this so that just your stress level's lower, go to Target or run errands or go to the grocery store or whatever it might be. Do that too if you need somebody to watch the kids so it's less stressful, because I get taking 3 to the store some days, it can be bananas. If you've ever seen me in a store, gosh, I hope my kids were behaving. But that's the thing, it can be stressful, but make time where if it's that time, you're doing something for yourself, that you're not doing things for everyone else, still just by yourself. You need to actually be doing things that make you feel good and that make yourself feel loved and taken care of, so that then you have energy back to go do all of those things. 16, this is hard. I will tell you, this is one that is hard for me when I've been in those struggle bus times, okay? But you get ready every single day. You get a new change of clothes on, you fix your hair and makeup if you wear makeup, and you just need that reset for yourself, that shower. Do all of those things, even if you don't feel like getting out of bed, even if you might not be going anywhere that day. Just the act in and of itself is sort of tied into that self-care and that self-love. It does something to this, that you're worthy of everything, and you are worthy of a happy life, and you deserve love and care. And just think if you're taking care of a child, you make sure that they have their change of clothes and that they're fed and that they're getting enough sleep. And sometimes it's as elementary as that, of just, are you doing those things for yourself too? Because you absolutely need to. You deserve all the love and all the care. You deserve to be babied sometime. There is nothing wrong with that. You are a human and you deserve love and care. 17, I know that this is something that just really helps me, and that is praying. There is something just when it comes to spirituality that I know many other people around the world feel this way too. We don't necessarily have to be the same religion, or you don't necessarily have to, be in church every single Sunday. This could be something that is just personal to you, but to me, praying, and for me, just showing gratitude, sort of in the same way of writing those gratitude lists, but being thankful to God. For me, it's just a time of the day that I look forward to, just that heart-to-heart conversation. And I think especially for me too, having lost my dad, I think that's one of those ways that I still feel very connected to him. And that just, it has helped me deal with the loss and the grief that I was feeling, of feeling no, I know you're still there. It's just in a different way. I think that probably makes sense too. 18 I had was meditating. I guess I kind of put prayer and meditation into very similar categories, even though I think they're a little bit different, because prayer, you're talking to a higher being, or talking to the universe, and meditation can be more of an internal thought system that you're going through. Again, I love using the meditations that are guided on the Aura app. but you could also do this yourself of just sitting in the quiet and again, thinking of positive things, things that you want in your life, things that you want to feel, things that you want to be. There's such a variety of meditations out there. And again, if you want to explore some, try it for free on the Aura app. But I do feel like just having that brain break for certain points in the day is just so helpful to reset and get back on a positive track if you kind of fell into some negative thinking. And 19, get into a happy routine. I, listed off a bunch of things on here that truly, if you put them into daily practice, can help you feel so happy and just so much more positive about the future and change your mindset for the better. So come up with a routine that works for you. Again, everything is so personal when it comes to this, of what you're going through, the things that truly do change your mood for the better. Because there are some things that you might do that make like a very, pull the lever really quickly and are a huge win for you and your happiness. There are other things that you might try and be like, actually, the meditation thing, it didn't really help me very much. That's okay, right? Like, that's why we all have to kind of get to know ourselves and love on ourselves, take care of ourselves, and figure out what are the things that we really need that are going to help us. So try these things, and then the things that really are helping you, put them into a routine where daily you are doing these things for yourself, or you are scheduling those things once a week for yourself, whatever it might be, so that you can feel more happy and more positively. And we are not ending on a negative note, but I did just want to share some of the things that when I cut these out of my life and I avoid them like the plague, oh my gosh, it makes such a world of difference. The first thing for me is I just have to stay away from negative social media pages or, YouTubers or anything that just puts me in a bad mood or where I feel like they're talking about really toxic things. I just have to cut it out. Second thing is avoiding gossip or negative talk. Sometimes it can be like the gossip about other people that when you're feeling low, like misery loves company. So it can be easy to fall into that. But then you can feel so guilty for joining in or saying something negative afterwards, or again, just kind of like listening to somebody who always looks at the negative side of everything. And if you're trying to have a more positive mindset and pick yourself up out of this low, you really have to avoid that. Thirdly, any sort of negative news or drama. So you probably know the people that either really enjoy the drama, so it's probably best for you when you're going through this low to avoid those people in your life. Same thing with the negative news. So whether it's not watching on the TV or deleting those apps off of your phone, I think whatever you can do to, again, protect yourself and baby yourself. Like, there's a reason why we don't let babies or kids consume certain types of media or content, because of how it can affect them, and you have to do that for yourself too. 5, avoid the junk food or the overconsumption of junk food. Again, I'm not one to want to restrict anything that I eat, but I do know if I'm eating fast food over cooking healthy food at home, I feel just a lot lower and cruddier if I'm eating that junk food rather than if I'm eating healthy options at home. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong if like you're really craving something, have it, or if you just want to have like a few bites of a dessert because you love it, go for it. But for me, again, just eating the healthier foods, I notice such a difference than if I'm even eating takeout. Even if it is like healthier takeout, I just feel so much better when I eat fresh foods that I prepared myself at home. Another thing that I cut out of my diet personally was caffeine. I think whether it's you completely want to cut it out and avoid it, or at least to limit it, that just made such a difference to me. I was having, it felt like an elephant stomping on my chest, where I was going to the doctor thinking I had heart problems. And once I cut it out, it made such a difference. And I can tell if I accidentally get it, because a couple times I've ordered a decaf drink out someplace and I can instantly tell like something changes in my body. It just really does affect not only your mood, but I think your body's response to things. So for me, cutting out caffeine was one of those, again, big levers that I could pull for myself and for just my mood and my overall well-being. 7, avoiding alcohol or limiting your alcohol or any other type of substance that can alter your mood and how you think. It, is something that I know is very socially acceptable, but if you're going through a really low time, it is something that, again, alters your mood and can take you to a dark place or change your mindset from that positive one that you want to have. So it, just like caffeine, could be something that as you're trying to get to a better place is something that you limit or cut out. And last thing that I just would recommend avoiding, I know this is something that has really overwhelmed me, is when I do one of those brain dumps. I'm not saying there's not a time or a place to make a brain dump list, but I think if you're feeling any type of overwhelm or are just struggling to get the motivation to get out of bed and get going, if you see this huge long laundry list of dozens of things that need to get taken care of in your life, it can, you know, increase that onset of anxiety. Or even if you get a lot of things on the list done one day, you have a productive day, you can still feel like, well, I didn't get it all done, and then you're down on yourself again. And you want to put yourself in a much more positive, productive mindset, right? So just sort of like that 10-minute cleaning trick, this is one that I've been trying for myself. I didn't read this anywhere, but I'm sure there's probably somebody out there who has this method, but I've kind of called it the 3-2-1 method for myself. Of I list out the 3 most important priorities that I have that day. So the 3 most important things. If I get those 3 things done, then I can add 2 more things to the list that would be like, oh, you know what, if I get these 3 things done, it would be so nice to get these 2 things done too. And then if I get those 2 things done, there's the 1, so 3, 2, 1. One more thing that would just make me so happy if I could do it that day and I get it done. And it's just something about that, oh, at the end of the day, like I got 6 things done. I got double the amount of things done beyond my 3 priorities. So it just like gives you that, like, yay, you did even more than you should, but it feels manageable and it doesn't feel overwhelming. And if I only get the 3 things that were originally on the list done, great. I also, you know, if I have a day where I don't get the 3 things done because they're like a really big thing or something, that's fine, they can go on to the next day. But it's just shifting your mindset of list and the things that you get done, and always just sort of being proud of your productivity. Again, this is because you're in a space where things can be a struggle and you need that motivation. So this is just something that I know has really helped me to sort of just feel better about everything and not as overwhelmed. So I hope that this video was helpful for you today. Again, I'm not a professional when it comes to mental health. This is just things that I have tried for myself, that I know when I do these things or when I've avoided certain things have helped pull me out during times where I was feeling really low and really struggling. So again, I hope you know you're not alone and it's going to get better. And I hope some of the things in today's video help things get better for you. And if there are other things that you've done personally that have helped you, leave those in the comments below so that the comment section can be even more helpful to people watching this video who need it. And if you know this really resonated with you and think it could help a friend, please share. That's always really cool to kind of get more people into our community here, so you just sort of understand and want to help and support each other, because truly we all need that and need things that are encouraging and positive and stuff to look forward to. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out the Aura app. By the way, again, that link symbol is only good for the first 500 people for the free trial and 25% off, so don't miss out on that offer. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, loves.